Hello everyone, Tony here again with Genuine Comfort, just making these videos so you, the consumer, can educate yourself on what's out there and hopefully save you some money. The topic I'm going to cover today is the number one going 2 weeks into winter, or maybe even you're in the middle of winter, is, hey, my furnace was working last night, I woke up and it was cold this morning, what do I do? Well, let me tell you some steps that you may be able to do that may or may not save you some money so you don't have to have a technician out. Just some simple little things. Number one, I would advise to check the breakers. Make sure that there was no surges at night that caused the power to go out in the furnace room and cause that furnace to shut off. The second place I would check is there's usually a switch on top of the furnace or either side, and it looks like a light switch. Sometimes the technician will put on a light switch that has a fuse underneath. That fuse is just round. It almost looks like, if you take it out, a place where a light bulb would go. It's not that. It's just a place where a fuse would go. That fuse could go out, which would cause the furnace not to run. So those are easily to get at. It's just a 15 amp fuse. You can get them pretty much anywhere that sells those round fuses. So there's two examples. If you don't have either of those or the breakers are on, then I would go to the thermostat, shut that to off, then go downstairs and that furnace switch I just talked to you about, shut that off. Let the whole system sit for about 30 seconds to a minute. Then kick the furnace switch back on, go back up to the thermostat, make it call for heat. That should solve the whole problem, because sometimes there are power surges or just little voltage issues that may trip something like that, and it just may need reset. If you do all that and that does not help you, then there's another thing that you can watch out for. So if you notice that your furnace, when it comes on after you reset everything and your burners come on and they try and ignite and then it goes off again, if it does that 3 times, the furnace will shut off completely and the blower motor will run. Now, this is not in every application, but this is really common with the Carrier furnaces, Trane, things like that, that they have a hot surface ignition system, which will glow usually on the right side or up in a window that you can see, and the burners will try and come on, and you can hear the click of the gas valve. If that burner doesn't come on 3 times, again, like I said earlier, the blower motor will kick on. That means your flame sensor is dirty, so it's not sensing flame. So it will automatically shut off the furnace after 3 tries. Then in 3 hours, it'll try again. So you can fix that by just taking a piece of cloth, and it's usually on the left-hand side. Now, you want to shut the furnace down completely so it doesn't come on you. Really should have a technician do this, but in a pinch, this is what I'm telling you to do. Is take a piece of cloth, and where that little rod goes up inside the burners, it's totally on the opposite side of the ignition. Now, you don't want to touch that hot surface igniter at all whatsoever, or where the pilot 3-level, anyway, I'll back up just a second. You don't want to touch the hot surface ignition system at all. You want to stay to the opposite side of where it ignites, and it's usually a rod that's called the flame sensor. You can just sand that off, and you can use just a piece of cloth. That's generally the best thing to do, or something like a toothbrush. You don't want to use sandpaper in all cases. Sometimes that's all you have and that's what you use. But being in the trade as long as I have, they said the old trick was use a dollar bill, because the paper was coarse enough to where it would clean, but it wasn't coarse enough to cause damage to the flame sensor. So anyway, those are the steps I would take, and I hope that helps you out and saves you some money. I'm Tony with Genuine Comfort. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you later.